Welcome to the very last episode of my 15-minute crochet series. If you haven't watched the previous 15 episodes, I'll link them down in the description below. Today's 15-minute project is very holiday themed because we are making a mini Santa hat that you can put on any plushie that you would like, which is exactly what I did for this intro. This should only take about 15 minutes unless you're a beginner because you're learning stitches for the first time. For supplies, you will need size 4 acrylic yarn in the colors red and white, a 3.5mm crochet hook, some scissors, and a darning needle. So our first step is to make a magic circle. How you do that is I hold my yarn like so, my left hand will grip it like this, my right two fingers are on the loop. Then my left hand twists, my right two fingers will grab this yarn over here and pull until you feel that there are two different holes now. So as you can see here, the two holes, my hook will go into the top one, and then I will be making 2 chains. So you yarn over and pull through this loop, yarn over again and pull through this loop. And then I'll turn my magic circle around like this. And that is now your finished magic circle. So now I'll be putting 6 double crochets inside of this magic ring. How you do that is I yarn over, insert my hook into the circle, and then I yarn over again and pull it back out in the same direction. Now you have 3 loops on your hook, then I yarn over and then pull through only the first 2 loops, like so. And then I yarn over again and pull through the last 2 loops. That's a double crochet. So again, repeat this 5 more times because you need 6 double crochets inside of this magic circle. Now that the sticks are done, I'm going to take my tail and pull all the way until the hole is completely closed. And then I'm going to do a slip stitch on the first double crochet that I made. So how I do that is I turn my work like this, and it can kind of fold upwards. And then this right here is the first double crochet that I made. It could be difficult to see, but it's the top of the first double crochet you made. So then I yarn over, pull through that stitch, and then pull through the loop on my hook. That is a slip stitch. So now you can see it kind of cones a little bit, and that's exactly what we want. Now we make 2 chains and start on our row number 2. For this row, we're going to make 6 double crochets, so just 1 double crochet per stitch. So I just yarn over and insert it onto this first stitch right here, yarn over again, pull it back out, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. Then I will yarn over and move on to the next stitch, which is right here. So just make sure you have 6 total double crochets before we move on to the next row. Okay, I just finished my 6th double crochet. Now I'm gonna do a slip stitch on the first double crochet I made again. So this is the top of my first double crochet. Right here, I insert my hook, and then yarn over, pull through that stitch, and then pull through the loop on my hook. Then I chain 2 to start row number 3. So this is what it should look like right now. This is the top of the Santa hat. Okay, I just tucked this tail in before starting row number 3 so it just doesn't get in my way. Okay, first we're going to do a double crochet on this stitch. And then on the next stitch we'll do an increase. That means 2 double crochets inside this one stitch. So I just make my double crochet, and then I put another one in the exact same stitch. Then repeat this pattern, 1 double crochet on the next stitch right here, and then on the next one, an increase. So repeat this and you should have 9 double crochets overall in this row. Okay, I now have 9 double crochets, and once again I'll look for the first double crochet I made and make a slip stitch to join the row together, and then chain 2 to start the next row. Now for this row we're going to do 2 double crochets and then an increase. So first we're going to make a double crochet on the next stitch right here, and then we're going to make another double crochet on the next stitch, and then the next stitch will be an increase, so 2 double crochets here. So repeat the pattern of 2 double crochets and then an increase, and you should end up with 12 stitches overall. Okay, here's our 12 stitches. Then I just do my usual slip stitch on the top of my first double crochet and then chain 2. Then we're going to repeat the pattern of 2 double crochets and an increase for this row as well. And then at the end of this one, we should have 16 stitches overall. This is the last row for the red yarn, and then we'll switch to the white. Okay, I'm all done. I just do my slip stitch, and then this time we're just going to do chain 1, and then we're going to cut our yarn right here. Then I pull my crochet hook upwards to make a knot. And now we're going to move on to our white yarn. But for the purposes of this video, I'll be using this light brown yarn because it's easier to see on camera, but please use your white yarn. Okay, first we'll make a slip knot. So my left hand crosses like this, my right 2 fingers will grab the yarn and pull all the way until you have a loop. Then I will take my hat, my crochet hook will insert itself into this last stitch right here, the last stitch that I made. I insert my hook and then put it through the loop, tighten it a little bit, and then pull this loop into that stitch. Then I'm going to chain 2. Okay, now we're going to make 7 double crochets. So just 7 consecutive double crochets. Okay, after the 7 double crochets, we're going to do an increase right here. So 2 double crochets and this 1 stitch. And then we're going to do 7 double crochets again. After doing the 7 double crochets, you should end up with 1 stitch left right here, and then I'm just going to make another increase. So 2 double crochets here. You should have a total of 18 double crochets in this row. And then I'm going to slip stitch into the first double crochet I made, and then chain 2. Now this is the last row for the hat. So I just do a double crochet all the way around, which means it's 18 double crochets overall. Okay, I switched to the white yarn so you know how it should look like on your end. And to finish off, I'm just going to do my usual slip stitch and then chain 1. And then I can cut the yarn and then weave in my ends. So just use a darning needle to make sure that all the ends are sewn into the hat. Now I'm going to fold this white part up like this, and it gives a better effect of the hat. The white rim is much thicker and it looks so much cuter. Now it's time for the pom-pom. We'll take our white yarn again, but this time I'm still gonna use beige, and then we're gonna make a magic circle. So I hold my yarn like this, my left hand twists, right 2 fingers grab this yarn, and you have to wait until you have 2 different holes right here. My hook will insert into the top hole, and then I'm going to make 2 chains, and then I turn my magic circle horizontally like this. Now this next step is going to be a little bit tricky, so please pay close attention. Now we're going to put 8 incomplete double crochets into this magic circle. I'll show you how to do it. So you yarn over, insert your hook through the ring, yarn over, pull it back out, and then I yarn over, pull through the first 2, but I will not do the last 2 yet. I will now make my second double crochet, so just do your usual double crochet, yarn over, pull through the first 2 again, but not the last 2. So you're going to keep doing this, just the incomplete double crochet, only going through the first 2 loops until you've made 8 of them. If it's too difficult for you to complete the 8 because there's too many loops on your hook, that's okay. You can just do 6 or however many you can fit, but the more that you put inside your hook, the fluffier the pom-pom will be. So as you can see, I'm just collecting all of these incomplete double crochets. And now I've finished all 8. So you can count, there should be 9 loops on your hook and 8 double crochets. So I'm going to yarn over, and then I'm going to go through all these 9 loops so that all these double crochets can be completed at once. So here you go. And then I chain 2. Then I slip stitch back into this magic circle and then chain 1. Now I'm going to take this tail and pull all the way until this loop is closed. So just make sure you pull all the way and make sure it's very, very tight. And then I'm going to cut this yarn right here and pull my crochet hook upwards. Now you've just made your pom-pom, and now we're going to attach it to the top of the Santa hat. First, I take my needle and take one of the tails and then insert it into the needle. And then I'm going to place this on top of the hat. So wherever the big like hole is, make sure that is what is touching the top of the hat, like this. Then my needle will go through this section all the way to the other side like this. And then just pull all the way. And then make sure that the pom-pom stays on the top. Then I take the needle, go into this part of the white pom-pom, all the way to the other side again. And then I can remove my needle and make a double knot with these two tails. After the double knot, all you have to do is just take your needle and use it to hide the tails inside the hat. And that is pretty much it. Then I just cut the excess right here. And that is your finished mini Santa hat. You can turn it a little bit like this, like fold it so that it looks a little less pointy. But now you can attach it to any plushie that you want. I really loved putting this on my keychains and any mini plushies that I have because it just fits them so well. Like, look how cute that is. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching this tutorial. I hope that it was easy to follow, and thank you for tuning in to all of the episodes of this 15-minute crochet series. I had so much fun making them, and it's so nice to end it on the Christmas season. I hope everyone enjoys their holidays, and I'll see you in my next video.